Kenneth Bird. My company is ILEG Technology Screens. Look at all. Is there a fan down too low? Fan's down too low. What do we got here? There's 0. That's 2. That's 1. Okay. I think I'm gonna stick it on the floor too. Hold on a minute. Put it on the floor. Just had this thing a few minutes ago. How do we lose stuff so fast? We just really had that in my head. Oh, it was right here. So I never lose it that quick. Let me put that fan on the floor. The last video I was looking at, I was like, man, the fan is really distorting anything I'm saying. So I have to, that's my desk fan. I have to put that on the floor. All right. Hold on for me. Give me a minute. Put this on the floor. I'll put it straight up. Alright. Come up behind the basketball desk we like to keep our area nice and clean. Alright, so let's talk about upgrading that white projection screen. Because again, as I said before, you're going to have 100% contrast to do this. Can't, unless you have shifting capabilities to do it, to do that. To trick the projector, you're saying contrast levels, and I mean actual shifting technology. Shifting technology works in fully lit environments. It doesn't work where you have to be in the dark. That's pretty much anything at the end of the day. If you're trying to full screen in the dark, just anything. Shifting can work in fully lit environments to show you in demonstrations. So, upgrading your white projection screen, something that actually looks like you're getting what you paid for when you come out of your projector. So, this is our short video we do here, our short little video setup we have here. We have to burn the big boy projectors. I am building me a much larger splatter screen for this side, just to show off some demonstrations, some people coming through. But one of the things we're going to bump into the most on our end is going to be white projection screens, and we have to be able to show that our product shows a massive difference between night and day. And we have to do this in fully lit environments, and it helps use some projectors that are very low caliber. That way we're not accused of using high powered machines. Anyone's going to accuse you of that. Are using high-power machines. I accuse companies all the time of doing it. One of the dark screens I've seen, the black screen, requires an 8,000 ohm projector. It's a very expensive machine at the end of the day in order to get the screen to kick. Some of the darker charcoal mixes will require 3,000 and up to kick. So yeah, that becomes a problem. That's the one thing I don't understand. I'll tell you real quick. Ambient light projection screens, but you have to be in a dark environment to your contrast and colors to pick up. So what's the point of paying the money for the ambient light projection screen if it's going to be in the dark anyway? I see that a lot on YouTube. Let me see. Let's go over here and let's get some demonstrations. With the Starfield. Let's get OLED demonstrations. Choose one with Samsung. I'm done Samsung. Oh, Pioneer. I'm done Pioneer in a long time. Pioneer 4K demonstrations. Just think about them. I haven't done Pioneer in a bit. Here, bring it up. So that literally shows you on our projector we're using a QME 2 projector at 300 lumens 720p exactly how much of an image it deteriorates off a white screen. That's how much you're missing. Now I don't know about everybody else's because I don't see a lot of white versus white demonstrations. Mostly sometimes I see those in the dark. Again, you have to do that in a fully lit environment. Hold on a minute. I gotta fix that wrong right there. We just said fully lit environment. Did I just say that? There we go. There we go. Now we're fully lit. Alright, now, fully lit environment, you have to do these tests because, again, the reason why it's important that you see with the lights on because you, the consumer, will be home and you're going to turn your lights on. Unless you're expecting to be in the dark 24/7, which I don't think you want to be, you're going to have your lights on. And how well is the screen going to stay intact while all this is going on? This is going to cost you more money. To spend more money for a projector. I mean, what's going to be the problem? You got to go through the painstaking of calibrating. What's going to happen in that process? So it's important for the people that are selling these products to tell you the truth that what you actually are going to get. Turn the lights on, let the customer see that, okay, this is where my contrast is going to drop. This is where my color is going to be at. Instead of darkening the environment and telling them you're going to get this when you're really not going to get that at all. And it's not just them. Keep in mind, the blame doesn't just fall on all of them. Projection screen companies do it too. You go to Amazon, you look up a screen, there's a screen showing a football game at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. We all know that's not happening on a white screen, but they do show it that way. And some people buying for the first time do fall into that trap. Projectors do it. Projectors, some of them, the ones that actually say they can do that contrast, they can do that contrast. Problem is that the screen will not allow them to do that. Now, one of the things I see a lot in these demonstrations on comparison to white screens, I see a lot of basically keeping the customer focused on the colors on the center of the screen, and the customer should be looking around like the black levels. If the black levels are not reading, if you're getting that grayish kind of tannish look to the surface, I tell you that the screen's having a very difficult time picking up. So I put scissors up. I can't find scissors now. Ouch, really? There's nothing to be out. Break my elbow on that one. So you can see how our skin tones, contrast levels are reading perfectly. That's what you're supposed to be to receive. Now, if you're going to be upgrading your white projection screen, you're already in the dark already. Your color's not working, your contrast is not working, you're already in that situation already. You upgrade to a gray screen, where you're going to be at? You're still going to have to be in the dark. That thing can't fire up in a fully lit environment. It's not going to function. It won't see contrast. And again, calibration of color is going to happen. So, you're pretty much an upgrade by much. You want to see a massive improvement. That's what you want to be to see. What's going on here? That's what you want to be to pick up. Massive improvement. It's the reason why when it comes to our black technology, we do a lot of white level tests. A white level test is extremely important. One of the tests we put through this, Old Faithful, 1,000 lumens, 24,000 in the ceiling, strike the screen, and it has to go against a white surface. Which means if that can pick up in here with no problem, we can do it at 300, we can do it at 50 lumens, it can read perfectly fine here, then we won't have a problem with being able to pick up those nice, beautiful skin tones and beautiful colors as you're supposed to. What I see in black screens, and I've seen a few of them out there, you're not doing it right. You're definitely not doing it right. You're doing a lot of contrast. When a black screen does a lot of contrast in demonstrations, it clearly shows that it has a very difficult time reading white light. If they're doing it in a dark environment, that means that the screen, again, is having problems, difficulty reading white light. You're going to have a very dark screen on your hands. And on top of that, I can't explain enough, black versus black demonstrations. You have to do those. A gray screen may not be questioning on this. It will come up. Better safe than sorry. But a black screen will literally get this question constantly all the time, no matter what. What's the difference between your product and black paint? What's the difference between your product and black fabric? My jacket could do the same thing. My hoodie could do the same thing. My t-shirt, it's going to come up a lot. So keep in mind, if you do a black screen, you are required to do a ton of testing. Those are screens that demand the highest amount of testing because it's a screen that's abnormal that will be used in an environment because it's black. Traditional is white and gray. Gunmetal is still in that category. Gunmetal had to build to get into that category, but at one point, gunmetal was not in that category. It was too dark of a screen. So you're going to have to have tons of testing. From what I've seen from a person who invented black technology, and anyone wants to challenge on that, we're welcome. We'll go to court with you, no problem at all. We can show time stamps that date back. I had to bring my old videos. You know what? I'm going to do that. On my website, I'm going to bring back our history on black technology. Just post it, our history. You can basically match your dates to ours. That's what we'll do. I like to back things up. You know how it works. But anyway, oh, here he comes with the fish. It's battle time. It's got its fish now. It is battle time. My cat's in an epic ongoing battle with the fish. What goes on with you on that fish sometimes? I wonder why. But anyway, so that's why I explained to someone, if you got a white projection screen, you're going to spend the time and the money to paint it. You're going to spend the money to buy the product. You want to make sure that you get it right. You want to make sure you're not going in and doing it over again. Or if you have a white projection screen, you paint that thing gray, light gray, whatever, you're still going to be stuck in the dark with it. You were already stuck in the dark with it when it was white. Now you're going to be stuck in the dark with it now that it's gray. Contrast levels, you ain't picking it up on your white screen, you definitely won't pick it up on your gray screen. So I don't see much of an upgrade there. Now summertime almost upon us, which is already here if I didn't miss my time here. But anyway, outside, a lot of you are going to be outside in your backyard, and you're going to be out there with a white projection screen, which is going to look absolutely awful. I told you before, your cell phone, when you pull it up, should match your screen. If you're not getting that, then there's a problem there. Let's go over here and let's grab some of it. Ooh, look at this one. Let's go play with this. Now see how the Pioneer pops up? This is what you're supposed to be reading. This is what your gray screen should be giving you. Sorry, not gray screen. Yeah, your gray screen should be reading this. Your white screen should be getting it. You paid all that money for it, a projector, thinking the projector's going to fix it. Projector's not fixing jack. I've done that one myself already. I told you I bought that BenQ MS800. If I'm still trying to find me another projector just like that. BenQ MS800, thinking that the image that I saw in those pictures is the same image I was going to receive when I got the projector. Hooked it up, hit a white wall, and that was the biggest disappointment I received right there. But the projector cannot produce that. The screen plays a part. I'm thinking it's all the projectors doing the work. No, that screen plays a very important part on whether or not your projector works or not. Whether or not you get what you paid for. Now I figured it out. We're working on a 1 gallon. We have the ability to design a 1 gallon. Because this is a very complicated formula we have right here. It's different. It's different from the rest of the ones we are used to having. So we have a 1 gallon. Because you're a company that's not requesting 1 gallons. You have customers that like 1 gallon. They don't like paint the entire wall with stuff. I would. Paint the entire wall. Heck, if I had access to doing whatever, I would just paint this whole place black. Everything, because it's all projector technology. Actually, it's one of the showrooms we're working on. We're going to paint the entire environment all black. The tables, the chairs, whatever. And they're going to use a high-end projector mapping technology to change the colors to anything in the environment. I told you, our demonstrations are unmatched. We do stuff that no one else does. That's why I sat there and shot that video, showing our demonstrations. We do demonstrations that are unmatched. You know, it's matching our stuff. Everybody's too busy stuck in the dark. You can't match a screen that's used to being in tons of lighting if you're in an environment that pretty much has a light source of a birthday cake. Now, if you want to say it's not real, then guess what? Do us a favor. Show us. Entertain us. We don't get that back. We never get anybody back that wants to entertain us. Remember, we have a challenge up there called the 1100 Lumen Challenge. It has been there since 2019. Nobody won't go near it. It's a projector around 13 feet from the sun, sorry, 12 feet from the screen at 1100 lumens outside. This demonstration is playing on it right here. The challenge went out to everybody. Big companies, small companies, everybody. Now the reason why the bigger corporations don't care, because they're making the money. I don't care about that. Unless you happen to jump into their backyard, and now it's a problem, because now not only can everyone else see you, but they can see you too, and that becomes a problem for them. But while you're down here in the area, whatever you're at, then you're not the threat to them. They'll make as much money as they want to make. Unless you show up in one of those expos, now you're a problem. Because now at the end of the day, everybody can see you and they can see them too. And this is where the money starts exchanging hands, where they start saying, well, look, this is what we'll do. We'll buy him out. I'm pretty sure he'll sell out. We'll give a bunch of money, he'll sell out. He's a YouTuber at the end of the day. He'll take anything. You got the wrong person, Jack. I'm in here to take out you. That's what my job is. My job is to show people at the end of the day that they don't have to spend the money for expensive projectors, they don't have to calibrate, dark environments, all that other nonsense that comes with the traditional nonsense. We're here to take you out. We're not here to do business with you. We're not here to partner up. We're here to develop much more higher advanced technology so our customers don't have to pay a ton of money or don't have to have deep pockets in order to have certain special screens. We're here to level the playing field. So we're not for sale. So just get ready. We're coming. And that's pretty much for them at the end of the day. My message to them. Because they do come in and watch our videos. I didn't realize that at first until we got contacted by Screnovation. I was like, oh snap, Screnovation contacted me? Because I never thought a company like that would ever reach out to us. Never. It's a big company. They make millions and millions and millions of dollars. Okay, they're contracted. They have a lot of big contracts. Why would a company that big contact little me? I was just doing small stuff. We didn't do any of this stuff at all. Why would they contact me? But they do. Companies actually watch you. They watch and see what you're doing, what you're designing, what you're making. They watch all of that, everything.
I took a live online course while I was preparing for my FE civil exam.
That's why I explain to people, when you don't carry yourself correctly on camera, that reflects back to you. It does. They won't touch you if you're doing something. If you're breaking the law, there's no company will touch you. It's going to give them a bad name. So you got a nice jewelry store. You sell very good jewelry, right? And say that somebody wants to partner with you, and they call themselves Hitler's dollar bills. Would you tie yourself in with that? No, you wouldn't. That's a death sentence at the end of the day. You wouldn't never. First of all, you just look at them like you call yourself what? Why in the world would I attach that to me at the end of the day? Now, I'm not in the business to lose money. You got to go. There you go. Nobody's going to attach you because you take on that. You can literally say, hey, look, we don't really do business with them like that. But the fact that they didn't show up in one of your commercials, that's all it takes. You're done. You're finished. That'll destroy you. That's why we had in our contracts, in beta tester contracts, there's a whole bunch of information. I had somebody one time when these trolls was trying to get contact us to get a contract from us to get our screen paints. I don't know what they're planning to do with it. But anyway, they got a contract sent over to them, and they responded back. Those contracts are very seriously. All your information is going to be in there. We're going to know everything about, blah, blah, blah. We have to know your address. We have to know phone numbers, emails, all that. Because you're touching our stuff at the end of the day. And then within that contract you're signing, it states that if you even trade this stuff, if you even sell this stuff, you're talking about $50,000 per item that you can be slammed within that lawsuit. If you use pornography, if you use anything involving hurting animals, there's a whole lot of stuff they have in there that makes our company look bad. You're looking for $1 million lawsuits. It jumps. So people that are not out to do anything stupid, they'll sign the contract with no problem. We had tons of beta testers. They'll sign it with no problem because I'm never going to do any of this stuff. I don't care. I just want to test the product out. That's it. And that's what they do. We don't ask for you to cloud the judgment of your review. We don't want that. We need honest reviews. That's what we want. If you feel like this and that, not a problem at all. You got to be to take criticism in business. That's why we have all that in there. But they thought we were just going to hand them over the product. No, you got to sign that form. They said, what's in that form? They was like, nope, because your intentions were bad. That's why. So yeah, that's what those contracts are. They're beta tester contracts. We got a lot of people doing. But other than that, I got people right now signing up for beta tester contracting for us for some of the newer stuff we got coming out in 2026. We need testers for that stuff. Look at that upgrade right there. See? You're going out and spending money for a white. Now you can spend the money for a cheap white projection screen roll over with our product, and you can be outside like my customers. My customers go outside. And somebody told me, you have any customers with your stuff? I said, yeah, all my customers are literally outside. Why not? They can go out there. Everybody else is just sitting in the dark with the birthday cake effect. We don't write on no containers, not ambient light projection. No, our stuff is ambient light projection. We specialize in that field. Advertising. I would never use YouTube forever. Why use it? What am I talking about? I just sat there and said I would never use you advertising. I use it right now as it is. I do. But I don't know. This is like, I don't know. I'm not doing that, man. It bugs me when basically they bombard me with tons and tons of videos. It bugs me. More in there for you. More contrast, which is very important. If you got white projection screens, you want to see that 100% contrast. By then, you can turn it off. When it comes to your projector, you turn that off. Don't bother with that. And you can run everything in eco mode, by the way, too. Your lamps will last a lot longer. Look at you, Taco. She's over here being feisty, extra feisty. So you see that someone's asking me, what is that? That is actually cardboard beam I put here and there. Why? I found these lights. They're 4,000 lumen lights. They run off USBs, and they're floodlights that you can install into your desk and stuff like that, like the condensed lighting. I'll put them in there. I want more lighting on my screen. And I ordered an additional two more 6,000 LEDs. So now this thing's going to have equal amount of LED in the screen on the screen. That's what I want. 24,000 of cold fusion white LED lights that are going to be embedded in that screen. We already got 2 of them in there already. I'm going to get 2 more. Why not? It's ambient light rejection technology it's designed to do. That's what people get all excited about when they come in here. They see the screen already in a fully lit environment, but then the guy's cat like, yo, look at the screen. The screen has freaking lights in it. There you go. So that's why when we get a chance to go to those expos, all our screens are going to have 24,000 LED light systems installed in. So if you're sitting in the dark, birthday cake in it, because that's what we're calling our new term now, birthday cake in it. Birthday cake in here, you're going to have a birthday party, all the lights are out, the only lights are on the cake, you know how dark it is in there? Your birthday cake in it. You're in their birthday cake in the video, yeah, you're not going to like it, man. You're not going to like it. If we buy you and bring you up here, if you're talking nonsense, you have to back our company. We get this all the time, man. We get somebody who talks a lot of trash. We go buy from them. We get cancellations and all this nonsense. And then they get mad at us because they canceled. I'm like, what kind of bipolar nonsense is this? Literally, get mad at us because they canceled. It's just, yeah. The other one does that. He says he's going to sue us. I'm going to sue you for basically for posting my cancellations. Okay. Yeah, guys are bipolar. What was that movie? The guy, they went to go see this guy. I don't know, it wasn't God of War. Something crazy. I forgot what it was. But the guy was this dictator of this country. And these guys came in there, and the guy was like, have some rice cake. No, have some cake. And he was like, have some cake. And they were eating the cake, and then the guy was like, Mr. Frenson, stop eating my rice cake. Stop eating my rice cake. I'm like, wow, that's what they bipolar like that. You gotta make up your mind, man. Pick some place. I don't like, this is one of the things I don't like real quick. When I'm walking down the street, I was taught to walk on the side where opposite side of the woman's pocketbook. So that way she doesn't feel like, you know, her pocketbook's being threatened. I was taught, that's what gentlemen are supposed to do. I don't know how some people are raised, but older people on my channel, you know what I'm talking about. You walk on the opposite side, not your mate. On your mate, you walk on the side close to the street. So if a car jumps up, they'll take you and won't take her. You're going to push her out of the way. But, which I see a lot of you not doing that at the end of the day, like pity, pity, pity. But anyway, when a woman's walking towards you, you never walk on the side where the pocketbook's at. You walk on the opposite side of that. That way she feels safe. You ever been taught that one? My mom was about old school manners, and my pop was a Marine at the end of the day. They didn't play that nonsense. They were like, when a woman walks in, they actually, people in my family stand up. We're brought up that way. So you walk on the opposite side, as my mother taught me from young. But I'm trying to walk on the opposite side, and the women in the day now are like, I'm like, are you kidding me? So now it turns into a game of chicken, because I'm just trying to get to destination. That's all I'm trying to do. But I'm trying to be respectful from doing it. So for one, I got to educate some of these young people at the end of the day. Like, look, I'm sorry, man, just to let you know that I was trained to walk on this side, so that way you don't feel like your pocketbook's in danger. Even though it's not my intention, that is what I was trained to do. And if they think I never. Oh, generation, come on, generation, come on. You better start teaching this old school stuff at the end of the day. Old school manners at the end of the day. Anyway, I'm sitting there trying to swap. She's on my side. I'm on her side. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, pick a freaking side, for goodness sake. I hate to see people if they drive. I really would. But anyway, yeah. Right. I don't even like walking too close to people. I don't care what race you are. I don't like walking too close to you, especially a woman. I don't want that close to them. I don't like to be in an elevator with them, to tell you the truth. Because for them, it can be very uncomfortable, you know? I try to put my thoughts in somebody else's head at the end of the day. But I was taught that when you walk down the street, if a woman's walking towards you, you walk on the opposite side of the pocketbook. I even teach my Gen Zs that. What are you doing? You're on the wrong side. Over there. You walk on that side. Walking over with his girlfriend. What the frick are you doing? Why is she sitting next to the curb? I had to switch around. You walk on this side. You always walk on the side close to the street. And I explained to him why. to open a door for a woman. Well, yeah. Well, no, I never had that problem. I never had that problem with women, so I'll do it myself. It's always polite to open up a door for women. Open up a car door, front door, doesn't make a difference. It's just being polite. I even got family members that had laid down their coats so their wives could walk across them. $1,000 Austrian skin coat. Laid it down so his wife could walk on it without getting her shoes damaged. Or basically, they'll damage your own shoes and carry her across. You know why? Simple. Because a woman goes through a lot of pain to wear shoes. You ever seen those things? They start at the top and they slope down. Like, I don't know how the frick you guys walk in those things. I don't even know how you run in heels. But anyway, and sometimes you have to go through that sacrifice feel of getting that favorite pair of shoes. I mean, sometimes you get an easy day and you put them on. I grew up, I had all sisters, majority of sisters. And sometimes you have a good day and you get a pair of shoes that fit nicely. But then you get a day that, man, they hurt, but they look so good. You ever heard that term from a woman before? And they'll go through that sacrifice field. They got a threshold for pain. They'll sit there and smile on your face, do the work, and they be in a ton of pain. You wouldn't even know it. But then again, they carry kids. So, you know. But anyway, so they'll finally get those shoes broken in just right. And those will be their favorite pair of shoes. They can have 40,000 pairs of shoes. They always go to that one pair for that special event every single time. So if she damages that pair of shoes, and you could have prevented that, well, you'll be sleeping on the couch for quite a long time. Because you could have basically damaged your boots at the end of the day, because we're guys at the end of the day. Boots are boots at the end of the day. Maybe some of you, maybe not, but where I grew up, boots are boots. I can always get another pair of boots. Don't make a difference to me. But those shoes are special at the end of the day. So that's when my brother laid his jacket down. He can always get in the jacket. He don't care about that. It's the shoes she's wearing. The pain she had to go and break those things. And sometimes when they buy those shoes, it can be just that one pair. And they might be able to find another pair anywhere. They kind of like it that way. You know, get something rare that nobody else has. And so, well, you can't get these over here. You got to get them way over there on Fifth Avenue. Yeah, but I don't think he has them. Yeah, because they like to have that one of a kind. That's what they like. You know, just to say real quick, difference between if two guys walk in wearing the same outfit, we congratulate each other. Like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Good taste, man. Good taste. Just make a difference. One can be heavy, one can be, don't make a difference. We got good taste. We kind of compliment each other. I had sisters that fought, got in a fight because somebody had the same outfit on. I'm like, what's the deal? It means you got good taste. No, the only one got to have this. I got to have this. I got to be the only one to have this. It's just the way it is. Some women are not like that. Some women don't care. But my ones I've met actually work like that. So, men up the other day, we walk in. You could be a bodybuilder. I could be a heavy guy. Then the day, it don't make a difference. We both got the same shirt on, man. Hey, nice shirt, nice shirt. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, where'd you get your from? So, so, so. Really? That's what I got. There you go, guys. We're simple creatures. We're very, very simple creatures. That's it. Like, for instance, when I go shopping with Max's, unless you're one of those men that, I don't know, men today, I don't get where you're going at with this. Y'all got more cosmetics and makeup than women do sometimes. Y'all do. When I was growing up, it was just, kept it simple, but yeah, I watch a lot of the TikToks and stuff, and you guys got freaking doing your eyebrows and, what the freak, really? But I mean, to each his own. I'm gonna leave the way, to each his own, to each his own. Everybody got their own thing. I ain't got nothing against that. I just grew up differently, that's all. You know? You're out in the middle of the woods, you're camping, you won't have any of that pampered stuff out there. No, they'll just basically stick your face in the snow and call it a day. Wash up in that stream over there, gators over there, ain't minding no business. Keep a buck knife with you on your side, just in case something pops up and touches your leg, that's all. But, yeah, just crazy, I don't know. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I watch them from time to time, I don't get it. Let me see, I'm gonna go back to the Pioneers. But yeah, women go through a lot, with makeup and all that. I just walk up to them and say, hey, your hair looks nice. That's all I want, just a compliment. That's all they want. They go through a lot to look nice. Nothing wrong with giving out a compliment. That's all. Simple and plain. Big upgrade. All right, people. Did we go? Oh, we haven't passed time. The gym used to be in over past an hour. We got to be past 2 hours by now. Actually doing pretty good. That's fantastic. Fantastic. Remember I was having a conversation telling you that you got to pray over your food? You got to pray over your food. I got food poisoning. Actually, both me and my sister got food poisoning. Got food poisoning. Yep, really bad. And yeah, got to pray over your food. Got to pray over your food, man. That could have been far worse than that, man. And my issues in my chest are gone, but there's areas that can be activated. If you know what I mean. I got areas that can be activated in my chest and trigger off even worse effect. And I got none of it. Never go there again. Never get a hamburger ever again. And the thing about it, it had no smell to it. It was just kind of dry. No smell to it. Not with nothing whatsoever. It didn't taste funny. It wasn't undercooked. Nothing. It was just something wrong with it. I mean, usually I would get sick, nauseous, won't feel right, something's not there right, smell funny, whatever, something you couldn't tell. That's how I ended up suing Save-A-Lot over a diseased bird. They bleached the bird. I had never even heard of that before. They bleached the bird because when the bird is sick, it becomes discoloration to the bird, and they were bleaching these birds. And I just happened to go in there and just happened to ruffle around. I always pick one at the bottom. And I ended up eating 3 pieces of this with some biscuits, and yeah, I ended up in the hospital. So they found out the bird had high traces of E. coli in it. And I ended up suing Save-A-Lot. I think it was like $60,000, which I have nothing to show for because you know what young people do, they blow it as fast as they get it. No, older people do it too. They blow it. Lottery winners, how do you go through that much money? That's insane. You know what baffles me? Football players, like athletes, they get contracts for millions of dollars and they go broke. Like, how? How in the world you have $300 million and you're broke? That is like beyond baffling. That's beyond. What did you spend it on? What did you do? The smart ones, they flip it. That's what the smart ones do. Michael Jordan, yeah, they flip that money. They get that money and they flip it. They take their endorsements and stuff and they put it in Shaq, another person, smart person. They flip their money. They got money to last forever. They'll never run out. I think that's insane. I never could get over how insane that is. Who was a fellow who lost, Terry Owens lost a lot of money. One time I remember seeing him on a minute. Let's see, LG demonstration food. I saw him on a Vistaprint commercial for selling advertisement for Vistaprint. I'm like, oh, this guy was worth millions. He was worth a lot of money. A lot of money. He signed with the Eagles, he made money. He signed with Dallas, he made money. He made a lot of money before he left out. So I'm like, how the freak is he in a Vistaprint commercial? But he was in one. He was broke. And I looked him up. I found out exactly what happened. He filed for bankruptcy multiple times. He owed a lot of money. So apparently he had like 7 baby mamas and multiple mansions and cars and all this stuff. Just blowing his money and then lending out money to people without answering for any financial background. What are you going to do with this? How are you going to basically make my money back for me? Nothing. He just went broke. Like I said, at one point he didn't have enough money to get a cup of coffee. You know how bad it is? You went from $300 million to now to be able to afford a cup of coffee? T-Pain went through the same thing too. Yep, T-Pain went broke. He got his money back. Spending a little more wiser now, but he got his money back. But T-Pain couldn't even afford a Happy Meal for his kids. Can you imagine that? A Happy Meal. This guy made millions. Imagine going to a dealership and you just coughed up $500,000 for a car. And now you don't have the money to pay for a Happy Meal. That's a humbling experience. Nope. I think after a while, you have accountants and stuff to watch your money. And I think when you start hemorrhaging your banking account that way, this is what people, and I'm not saying all accountants, but this is the advantage point to take because you won't even know where half of your money's going. They can put in any kind of fund account. We need you to donate money here, and so and so and so for the charity event. I can go into somebody's banking account. That's one of the things that I admired about Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was extremely smart with money. He knew about money. He wanted to start his own candy store. That's what he wanted, but he couldn't get that because, you know, the whole fame thing and all that, right? But anyway, he was very smart with his money. Michael was smart. He knew how to invest his money. He knew where his money was going. You never heard of him ever being broke. That man died rich. He owned the rights to the Beatles. He was very smart. His kids, super wealthy. So yeah, it's crazy. What did it say in the Bible? Fool and his money is easy to depart. Yep. You can lose it all, just like that. Money is having great wealth is a blessing, and I'll tell you why it's a blessing. Because in the Bible, because man sinned, he was supposed to work by the sweat of his brow to the days of his life. So you work by the sweat of your brow in order to earn your money. It also says in the Bible that also too that man works by the sweat of his brow to give to another. So everything you work for in life, you're actually working to give it to somebody else because it's never yours to begin with. Read that in the Bible. That's a bit of a mind blower right there. Like, man, you already thought about that the other day. So everything I got around me is not mine. It's all borrowed. Yeah, it's borrowed. You're not taking it with you. Virtually impossible. You're going to leave all that stuff behind. All my mother's collector was a collector. All her collections, pianos, and all that stuff she collected down through time, it's in a warehouse. It'll stay in the warehouse. That's where it's going to be at. All that stuff she collected down through. And she knew she wasn't going to take it with her because this stuff doesn't mean anything to me. I'm not taking this stuff with me. When you're young, it's yours. As you start to grow older, you start thinking about less yours and more about giving it to your family when you pass off the earth. And you start detaching when you don't want it. So that's what that comes down to. You're just borrowing it. And then when your time comes, it'll just stay on the earth, like everything else stays on the earth. And that's what I find fascinating about toil under the sun, is that you think about all the different generations, whether they be kings, whether they be peasants, whatever they are at the end of the day, they left it on the earth. And whatever's left over, deteriorated, evaporated, whatever, it's gone. That's it. Into nothingness. It stays here. It doesn't go anywhere. To think you can have a king like Henry VIII with great wealth, money, power, horses, armies. Where are they at now? He's gone. They're gone. The weapons and swords and all that stuff they had, they're sitting in museums somewhere for people to look and watch. That's at the end of the day. That's it. So when he was sitting there with all that power and all that greatness around him, thinking that, oh, he wasn't keeping any of that. And from every generation of his generation through Henry VIII, every single one of them left everything behind for it to go to somebody else. That didn't dawn on me because I used to collect a long time ago. And that didn't dawn on me until I bought this 1826 Fisher sewing machine, the one you had to take your feet and you had to rock it back and forth. It had no motor on it. You were the motor. And I bought one. I got one for about $60, $70. I found it in a thrift store. You find some weird stuff in thrift stores. And I'm sitting there looking at this thing. And this thing is heavy. It's a heavy cast iron sewing machine. I'm taking back and forth from place I'm moving. The last place we moved at, I left it there. And she was like, why you leave it behind? I was like, because I just thought about something. I said, I'm sitting down in this sewing machine, and I'm thinking at the end of the day, how many people actually own that machine? From 1826 to where I'm at now, not right now, how many people own that machine? How many people sitting at the machine thought 100% in the back of their mind it was theirs? It belonged to them. And here we are now, in the decade we are now, and I have it. And I think it's mine. See? There you go. That's what dawned on me right there. And I said, you know what? I'm done. I'm not collecting anymore. I'm done. There's no point in me collecting anymore. Can you realize that it's not really yours? It's nice to have those things, it is. But they're not really yours. It's borrowed. Everything's borrowed. So that's what I mean by toil under the sun. But man to work by the sweat of his brow is a curse. Now, if you're born rich, you don't work by the sweat of your brow because you're rich. You have money automatically. You basically have been able to get you can bypass the curse, where everybody else has to work. Everybody else has to work by the sweat of their brow. Even a man who's building his own company from the ground up still has to work. But if you're talking about a person who owns the company and still building it, he still works by the sweat of his brow. He still has to work to keep his empire where it has to be. His empire can fade away. A number of things can happen, and the empire can disappear just like that. So he has to maintain all that. The more he branches out, the more he has to maintain all those stores, pay all those bills, taxes, everything. You got to pay all that stuff up. Employees, somebody just sit there thought, you got to handle that. So all that has to be controlled. You have to control all that. By one person controls that with a group of other people also control it with him. Still work at the end of the day. Still stress. Same thing. The ones that benefit are the ones underneath of that, like his kids. They don't have to worry about any of this responsibilities because they're his kids. Unless he does something like Bill Gates and the Hiltons did. They cut their fortune off when they turned 18. They got to earn their money. The only way, yeah, her fortune got cut off, and Gates did it. So basically, when they turn 18, they get cut off. They get nothing at all, not a thing. Banking accounts, all that shut down. And what they do is they want to earn their inheritance. They have to make their own money. I think that's the smartest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. That's what parents had to do. When she was acting like a brat and doing whatever she wanted because she had daddy's money, yeah, that's not when she turned 18. You cut her off. She had to figure out how to make money. But it shouldn't be hard to do if you're well connected, family's well connected. You'd have a better opportunity of getting your clothes into Lord and Taylor than one of us walking in with a suit saying, hey, I want to give this to Lord and Taylor, connection wise, in other words, yeah. But yeah, it's interesting when you think about it all. So what are you sitting there staring? I'm just thinking, just thoughts that come into the mind. I think about stuff all the time. Well, there we go right there. We got our chimney. If you want to see my projector real quick, this is my projector. Right here. I'm going to get another one of these. I like these. These are Cumi. Really? Can we? What are we on that part? We're on that right there. Okay, good we go. Really? We're on something again? Seriously? And it's one over, remove the cord and then roll right back over the cord. This is the Cumi projector I use in the demonstration. A little small, eh? You have the heat vents here. There's your vents here. This blows out is your vent for that. Your focus power button. I'm going to take this out today, by the way. And these are all you can touch controls right there. Or make sure you get this with it. Always make sure if you buy one of these, you get one of these. Because without this, you can't activate the HDMI ports. They have to be operated through here. So make sure you have this. In the back of it, you got your audio in and out, USBs, SD cards, all that stuff. And then these come with micro or mini or micro HDMIs. So if you want to convert it, so you can run your Fire Stick, because I run my Fire Stick through mine, you just get one of these, and this will basically convert it. Now we're going to be doing, I got to do a couple things today. I couldn't do them yesterday. I got to be at City Hall. I got to finish out my license. So there's something there I have to do. And it calls recycling. They got to know exactly. I told you, I got to know what kind of stuff you're going to be disposing of and all that stuff. So I have to go there and get that finished. That shouldn't take long. We're going to do a giant splatter screen today. I did download the game BioShock. I downloaded the I got the remaster version because I want to game underwater. Because that screen over there is submersible, and I'm going to put it underwater and I'm going to game underneath of it. Should we put some stuff in there to make it look like a fish tank? I think I'm going to get some stuff and make it like a fish tank. And get some gravel. I'll order that online. Get some gravel and stuff. We'll make a little fish tank. We'll stick it in there. We'll do some gaming off it. Put fish through it. All that cool stuff. So we're going to show that off on some of the other technology we have over there. And there's something else I was supposed to do, but I can't remember what it is. But I'll figure it out when I get back in. So I got to do a lot of running around today. See, just put this in here and bam, that's it. And it'll run your Fire Stick and everything like this. So I got this for $40. So usually when these things first came out, I had one a long time ago. I got it for a friend of mine for like $180 because at the time they were $600 when they came out. But this right here, now they're like $40, like under $100. This is the Q2, so the Cumi Q2 is 720p. But if you get the Q5 is 1080p at 500 lumens. This is at 300 lumens. Definitely going to pick up the Q5. Not for the lumen count, because not for the 1080p count, but for the fact that it's 500 lumens. I wish that 500 generates on the desk. All right, hope you enjoyed. I put some information below. There's an exact link. People say you can't find the shopping carts or the marketplace. So now there's an exact link from now on. Every comment we put in, you'll see it right there. We can actually make your order from there. Hope you enjoyed. Pretty soon I got to do the update for the gallon on there. That'll be available soon. Thank you for your time. Be safe out there. And of course, we thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for blessing us with amazing technology, because if it wasn't for him, none of this would be possible. Got to go, and God bless.